Come with us to Space 220 restaurant where we will dine 220 miles above Earth at the Century Space Station. This restaurant is a must-do at Disney World. We will tell you all about the atmosphere, the amazing food, and a little freebie. Let's go.
Welcome to VO's Travel.
Where to go and what to see. With kids.
Space 220 restaurant is located inside EPCOT, so you will need an EPCOT park ticket to dine at this restaurant. The restaurant is located right beside Mission Space, and just a little tip, do not go on Mission Space, especially the orange mission, if you want to keep what's inside your stomach, if you get what I mean. Space 220 is one of the most sought after dining reservations in all of Walt Disney World and is one of the hardest to get. A lot of times you can't even get this reservation even at your 60-day mark when it's time to book dining reservation. There are two parts to this restaurant, the Space 220 Lounge and the Space 220 Restaurant, but more on that later. When you arrive, you will be given a ticket and taken into a Stellavator, where they will load you up along with a few other guests and take you 220 miles above Earth. Just so you know, this room does not move. It is simply screens below and above your head that take you to the Century Space Station. When you are up there, the doors will open and you will walk through this super cool hallway where they show you how vegetables are grown in space. And then you will turn a corner and see the restaurant in all of its glory. You will see floor-to-ceiling windows with a panoramic view of Earth, and that view is three-dimensional as well. If you're lucky, you'll see a spaceship fly by or even a couple astronauts sword fighting with their lightsabers. So, a couple things about the difference between getting a reservation in the restaurant versus the lounge. If you sit in the restaurant section of the restaurant, you will have a prefix meal, which includes an appetizer and an entree for $55 for lunch, or dinner is $79 per adult and includes an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. Kids' prices are $29 whether you're there for lunch or dinner. And just remember, a child at Disney is anybody 9 years old or younger. If you do sit in the restaurant, there is no other possible way to eat any cheaper than those prices listed. But if you want to experience the exact same atmosphere but a little bit cheaper, I highly recommend booking a reservation for the lounge. When you are in the lounge, you have the option to buy any of their appetizers a la carte, which range from $12 to $24, and those can easily substitute as a meal. You can also choose to eat the prefix meal at the prefix prices in the lounge as well, just not vice versa. We were lucky enough to get a reservation in the lounge, and so what I gave my children the option of doing is either getting a kids meal for $29, which did include a drink, or they could choose an appetizer and then order a special drink on top of that. Like I said, the kids meal was $29, and when we did the appetizer and special drinks, the appetizers were around $15 to $18, and the drinks were about $10. So it's the same cost either way. I did the same. I chose an appetizer, and then I ordered a fancy drink as well. The two appetizers we tried were the chicken and waffles, and that was delicious, and also the pork sliders with french fries. That was amazing as well. My kids each chose the Moon Rocks drink that came with a package of Pop Rocks, and they had so much fun with that.
What do you have?
Good job. I got Pop Rocks.
All right, show us.
A fun free souvenir that they do give kids if they do order one of those fancy drinks are those cups that you see there. Speaking of free souvenirs, if you order any specialty drink that is non-alcoholic, you get a pack of space trading cards. Each pack of cards come with 5 collectible cards on the inside, and then on the back side of each card are some fun random facts about what's on the front of the card. I even got a pack of trading cards with my drink because it was a non-alcoholic coffee drink, the Milky Way, but by the time I had grabbed my camera to take a picture of it, my daughter had already demolished the Milky Way that came clipped to the side. But it was a really good drink, especially if you loved iced coffee. A couple last things. If you are not able to get a reservation, you can do a walk-up wait list for the bar and the bar only, but that usually fills up within the first 5 minutes of the restaurant opening, and you usually have to stand in line for a good 2 hours. So before you leave, make sure you stand in the middle of that restaurant with the Earth behind you and get an amazing photo, and then you will head down the Stellavator and back into EPCOT. Thanks so much for coming along to Space 220. We hope you love it just as much as we do, and as always, I hope that you remember to choose joy and take all of the pictures.